Jandidroba, whatever, versus Marina Rodriguez. Jandidroba is 18-3, 34 years old, and she's given up 3 inches of height and 1 inch of reach to 36-year-old Marina Rodriguez, who is 16-2-2. Marina, we've seen her battle many great fighters in the UFC, and she's looked almost impossible to stop until her last loss to Amanda Lemos. Amanda Lemos got her out of there in round 3. That was just a case of, an explosive, dangerous fighter, really only matched and beaten by Jessica Andrade. But Marina Rodriguez, usually she's winning the battle on the feet with her volume and her height and reach, of course, as well. She's a very good volume striker, much like Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And she's a great point fighter as well, 9-1 in decisions. Her 16 victories include 9 decisions, 6 knockouts or TKOs, and just 1 submission. Her 2 losses include the 1 knockout to Amanda Lemos and 1 decision as well to Carla Esparza. Very close fight. She also had that draw to Cynthia Calvillo in the UFC and Randa Marcos as well. Randa Marcos and Cynthia Calvillo. And that's why I thought she was so tough and, one of the toughest fighters to finish before the Amanda Lemos fight. Amanda Lemos, I think, is that next level danger again, only superseded by Andrade. But Marina Rodriguez has been in there with some very good fighters on the ground in precarious positions. Cynthia Calvillo, deep into the fight, and she's survived every time. And on the ground against Mackenzie Dern, she really impressed me. She locked up a Darce choke from the bottom on Mackenzie Dern instantly when she got down in round 2, or maybe it was even round 1. And nobody was too worried about it. They were just kind of impressed she locked it on. But I remember being, not that I was worried, but I remember thinking that was pretty deep and she had a good chance of getting a finish there. Of course, Mackenzie kept herself safe with her hips and everything, but still, Marina Rodriguez really impressed me just in that moment. And I guess it was because it was an offensive moment, but defensively, she's always impressed me. The thing is here, though, I think Verna Jandidroba, even though she's the lesser jiu-jitsu player than Mackenzie Dern, and she lost the head-to-head fight with Mackenzie Dern, I do think she's better on top. She's better on top. She doesn't, totally commit to the advance for an armbar or whatever. Mackenzie Dern is always trying to advance. Verna Jandidroba has better control. She's much more jiu-jitsu than wrestling. I'm making her sound like a wrestler. She's pure jiu-jitsu, and she's a great finisher as well. But I do think she will make more of her opportunities on the ground, much more than Mackenzie Dern did. And of course, these girls only have 3 rounds with which to work, if I can use an Anik-ism. But Verna does have a distinct advantage, I want to say grappling. Marina has an advantage on the feet, more distinct even on the feet, I'd say. Even though Verna's got, capable athletic striking. She knocked down, technically, Amanda Hibosh. But Verna, this is a pure striker grappler matchup, and I'm taking Verna to win. I think, her athleticism will help her close the distance. And Marina Rodriguez, despite having, solid takedown defense and solid grappling to back it up, she's still a skinny girl that can be taken down. I feel like she can, Verna will be able to lock her up, especially if she's able to pinch her against the cage. So I'm taking Verna to win this fight. I do think on the ground, she's with her control. The submissions are probably more available down the stretch in rounds 2 and 3, but I do think she could get a submission. I do think she could definitely get a submission on Marina Rodriguez. And on the feet, look, Marina should win this fight, especially if she's able to stuff the takedowns down the stretch. I think the striking advantage will only look worse, will only look better, I should say, for Rodriguez. But, without the athleticism to match Verna Jandidroba, I just see this becoming more of a grappling battle. So I'm trusting Verna to get the victory. I can't tell you if it'd be by decision or submission, but I bet on both. Verna is, plus 195 to win by decision, which I don't love compared to the money line. But the submission lines I've bet on are plus 1,500 and 2,200 for rounds 2 and 3, and plus 900 for round 1. Again, I have to bet like this because they don't just offer a flat submission line. And I don't like to wait for the submission lines to dissipate by the time they make submission or decision available, which is usually like the day of the fucking fight. So it's always madness, but I try to explain my rationale. I do think she could win by submission or decision. If I was forced to give a pick, I would go with decision. Like, share, subscribe, all that horseshit. Check out my other videos.